we talk about energy moving, then we come into the realm of breath and pranayama, right? So we all, the teacher just taught you some pranayama methods, right? You did, I think, Bhramari and the Shanmukhi Mudra and all of that, right? So what happens is, where there is energy, there is light. And where there is light, there is energy, right? And what is light? Light is nothing but radiance and glow. So where your energy moves and how you choose to move your energy is how it will radiate, and that's where it will go, right? So like in the gym, some people focus on their shoulders and muscles and they're very skinny legs, or some runners, they focus on their legs. So it's where you focus your energy, and where you focus, want that light to focus and where you want it to go is where, you will find that kind of radiance. Okay. Overall you'll have it, but it focuses where you want it to go. Now we're talking here today, the session is about skin and about hair, about glowing skin, right? So in Ayurveda, the skin, tvak, is the largest organ and it reflects whatever is happening internally. It reflects what you're eating is what it reflects, right? But a very integral part is movement of the body. So asanas, yoga asanas, and how this energy, this breath flows in your body, right? So most of us, when we talk about skin, we are very focused on our face. And why not? You've heard of Sola Shringar? We celebrate beauty. See, I've come for a yoga. I'm coming here to teach a yoga class, but I am wearing jewelry. I'm wearing earrings. You celebrate, We are, there's feminine goddess energy. So you celebrate beauty, whether it's lipstick and makeup and kajal. It's all about celebrating beauty. It's, it's divine Shakti, the energy. So when we talk about, the face, and we talk about beautiful, long, lush hair, shiny, gorgeous, and we have, beautiful skin. We don't talk about light skin and white skin. We talk about beautiful skin. We don't talk about age and anti-aging. We talk about glowing, healthy, radiant skin at any age, So what's it got to do with yoga and Ayurveda? Who can share a few thoughts? What does it have to do with yoga and Ayurveda? Having beautiful, radiant skin and having really good hair.
The better the circulation, the better the energy,
Yes.
the better the glow. The skin
Yes.
is the mirror of the health.
The skin is the mirror of the health, and the better the energy flow, the better the glow. Where it flows, there goes the glow, right? So today you have learned asanas, right? Focused on skin and hair. Let's talk about, now when we talk about energy, we talked about Merudanda, right? The spine. So when we talk about yoga asanas and the spine, okay, what do you think are the asanas that will energize your spine? Vajrasan, energizing. Vajrasan will stabilize, but energizing poses, back bends. Back bends. Urdhva Dhanurasana, Ustrasan, back bends. They energize your spine, right? They bring a lot of vitality to your spine. And when your spine is, when you're in these back bends, right? And typically you don't start a class with back bends, if you have a 1.5 hour class, then you end with back bends and then Sarvangasana, which is shoulder stand, and then you go into your Shavasana poses. So back bends are very, very good to bring that energy into your spine and to bring energy flowing upwards. So now when you do, camel pose, Ustrasana, right? Camel pose, okay, or Urdhva Dhanurasana, the bow pose they call it, right? Okay, what's happening with your throat? So, to have, really what they call now snatched jawline, and a lifted and toned face, right? Firm musculature, right? So, if you think about back bends, firstly, it's the energy. It's very different. Forward bends, okay, what's the difference between how do you feel when you do forward bends and how do you feel when you do back bends? What's the difference?
Forward is like squeezing itself.
Forward is restorative. Back bends are energizing. So while forward bends will make you calm and will, release stress, back bends will energize you. And therefore, you will get that pumping of blood, right? So you do back bends. Now let's talk about inversions. Sarvangasana, Pinchamayurasana, Shirshasana, right? When you do headstands, how many of you do headstands? How long do you do it for?
Not very long because my head starts hurting.
I think I should do a session with you. It'll stop hurting.
I stopped practicing now because I've been doing last 3 days out of headstands because I've been practicing not long, maximum 1 week.
So if you do 15-20 minutes of headstand every day, you will find a big difference in how your face looks and how, your head of hair is. Why do you think that is? Look at the amount of, fresh oxygenated blood that is flowing. Look at all the stagnant blood that, is circulating and moving away. The heart is getting a rest, right? You're in inverted pose. So all the stagnant blood is flowing, right? And so you get this, even when you finish a headstand and come down, you get this glow, right? And also your hair, because your hair follicles, they are getting that, fresh supply of blood. So inversions are amazing for glowing skin. Headstands, back bends are amazing for glowing skin, right? Now we come to pranayama. So that's energy, that's chi, that is the life force. Very, very important how we use our breath. So we don't come with a manual when we are born, how to breathe. And most of us, see little babies, how they breathe with their whole body, And look at us over the years, right? We've forgotten the art of breathing. So it should be very instinctive, but हम भूल जाते हैं, हम भूल गए हैं. So pranayama is a good thing to do, but please, yoga texts say it is easier to tame lions and elephants than to tame the breath. So don't, if you're a new yoga student, please do not attempt pranayama, especially, I'm an Iyengar yoga teacher, especially you are, say, you've been doing yoga for 2 to 3 years only, that we call those new students. Please do not think you can do, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, vinyasa and ये flow, and so you are regulating, controlling your breath while you're doing asanas. Please don't do it, because actually it can have the opposite effect, right? Don't treat your breath so lightly. It is very powerful. So do it under a trained teacher, somebody who studied pranayama, and then you do pranayama on its own, and then you incorporate it into when you're doing your asana, when you're doing your hatha yoga practice. But pranayama is amazing. So some of them, like Brahmari, is very soothing and cooling. So if you have acne and if you have stress related, a lot of pigmentation comes because of stress, also because of wrong food, So doing something like Brahmari is amazing, to cool down the system, right? Then again, if you do Bhastrika is one, I think a lot of you all know what is Bhastrika, right? How does your face feel? How does your scalp feel? How do your lips feel? How do your ears feel? Do you feel the energy?
Yes.
Right? You feel that energy. And that energy is light. So, again, you'll find that it really gives you that lovely glow, and it also, is good for your scalp, and therefore good for your hair follicles, and therefore good for your hair health. Of course, we're not going to go into food and diet and lifestyle and all that, and smoking and sugar and alcohol. That's a topic for another this thing. Today we have very little time, and we're talking about skin and hair and healthy glowing skin, and in particular related to Ayurveda and Yoga, right? So now a little bit in terms of Ayurveda is food matters, food matters. You really should go to an Ayurvedic doctor and get to understand your doshas. It is fascinating to understand your own body, your own self, and how, and also it changes over the years. It changes with geographical location, it changes with how old you are, whether you're 16 or 60. It changes also depending on how you have your lifestyle, what you eat. So you could have a lot of kapha, though your prakriti may be, vata. So food is very important. We don't have time, we won't get into food, but diet is very important, for good skin. I don't know what else I can talk about in terms of what's the time now? 7:05. So we have 7:07. So we have maybe 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. So I want to ask you all, what questions do you have? When it comes to skin and hair, right? What are your issues? What questions do you have? Like, what do you wonder about? Like, how would you, say your skin is feeling dull, your hair, you're getting hair fall, uh, you know, your hairline. I mean, what are your questions? I'm happy to answer from the perspective of Ayurveda and Yoga.
I want to know what is the pranaya flow? Like I know that what pranaya, like in which
There are 5 types of.
sequence do you do it?
Okay, so again the sequence, sequence depends on the time of day, depends on what is your constitution and your state of health and where you are, and also season. So Ritucharya, Dinacharya. Ritucharya is season. We wear warm clothes when it's summer. We wear, we wear warm clothes when it's winter and light clothes when it's summer. Eating the same. So Ritucharya, Dinacharya is very important. Prana, there are 5 types of prana, right? Vyana, Udana, Samana, Udan, Vyana, and Apana and Samana, right? So you have prana that is located in the lower part of the body. You have prana that circulates around the whole body. You have prana which is like, sneezing and coughing. You've seen a little baby how it vomits? Like it can go from here, from the little body, what force to vomit out, and then even, expelling. So the life force, the prana force can be very strong inside. And if it is not allowed to channel in the right way and be able to be released, it can go and lodge itself in places which much later in life you'll say, oh, I have this pain and I have that and that. That is a cause of wrong movement of prana. So like, when you have a baby, even Chinese culture, Indian culture, we say for 40 days, keep yourself, don't expose yourself too much to the cold, because you have this so much air, right? Air in the sense you have this space, and then that needs to go back. So what's going to happen, if you're not going to, patta bandhe se kya kar rahi hai meri maa, I mean, why is she putting this tight thing around me? Why can't I wash my hair? I feel dirty and sticky. What is this? But there is scientific reason for it, just that your parents can't explain it to you. And slowly now Ayurveda is, with research, coming up and showing you that, science is telling you, yes, this is the reason. If you're going to wash your hair, that's going to disturb your prana, right? If you're going to go out, if you don't close your ears because it's air, if you're going to go out, it's windy, you want to go for a hike, 3rd day after your baby is born, instinctively you will not want to, So all these things affect, your health. But yeah, coming to prana, it's a very complex subject. But that's what I said. As I said, you can tame lions and elephants, more difficult to tame your breath. So learn from an experienced pranam teacher.
What do you suggest for the skin pigmentation?
Big issue, good question. All of us, especially brown skinned, people have a lot of pigmentation, and even actually Oriental Chinese, because you have a lot of melasma. It shows up quicker, and freckles. Freckles are beautiful, but when they turn into butterfly, masks. So melasma is a cause of hormonal imbalance. What is a pose that's excellent for hormones, for thyroid? Come on, guys. What pose is number 1 for thyroid? Yes. Your Jalandhara Bandha that comes, when you do it properly. Do it for 15 minutes every day. every day, you know. My guru says Sarvangasana is the mother of all poses, and Shirshasana is the father of all poses, you know, because you see, Shirshasana is like, you know, energy, and Sarvangasana makes you feel all lovely. After that, you can just come down and do Shavasana, you know. So, Sarvangasana is amazing for your thyroid, and thyroid is responsible, you know, for also for pigmentation. It's responsible for pigmentation. So for pigmentation, you can use licorice, mulatti, yashti madhu. Buy the powder, mix it with milk, apply it on your face every day. Keep it stored in a tight jar, just mix it with milk every day, and put it all over your body. And the results are phenomenal. So if you do it continuously, do it every day, you know. Licorice is cooling, it's madhura. It is sweet. It is sweet and it's cooling. So you know you don't have to worry that you're using it every day, and you know it could cause. And you can even eat it actually. You know, yeah, yeah. So with dates, you can dry dates, coconut. You know, you can eat it as after your meal. So astringent. But you know, so for pigmentation, you can use licorice. There's another herb called manjishtha. Madder root, amazing for pigmentation, amazing. And milk, manjishtha, and milk is very good for pigmentation. It's got lactic acid, natural, you know. So there are many herbs that are wonderful for pigmentation. But again, like I said, you know, sleep, sugar is a big thing. It's a huge thing when it comes to pigmentation. Basically, what it does is it reduces your cell's ability to fight the free radicals. You know, free radicals are they are everywhere. So you know your skin, your cells, they are exposed to it, and then you know they have the more the ability to fight them. For example, with antioxidant foods like blueberries. You know, darker the food, the more it has antioxidants, like blueberries and cacao. You know, chocolate, cacao. So yeah, antioxidants are really important in your diet, and they'll help, you know, counter pigmentation, melanin production, and sunscreen. No chemical sunscreen, please. It makes it worse. So yeah, huh?
You suggest any sunscreen?
As yet, no. Buy your own titanium dioxide, buy your own zinc oxide, and take a really good quality oil and mix it. To me, that's safer than using any store-bought chemical-based sunscreen. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
Hair loss.
Hair loss.
Yes,
Yeah.
after COVID, it happens, right?
Yeah.
To many women.
Yeah. So what you need to do for hair loss is castor oil. Okay. You take castor oil, simple, but buy really high-quality castor oil. Okay. Take a cotton bud or take cotton and apply it. Like, you know, hairline loss.
Cover it like this.
No, just apply it in the night and sleep. Yeah. There is, I don't know in Hong Kong, but you can buy it online. Nirgundi. Nirgundi is an incredible herb for hair loss. Okay. In your kitchen, you can use fenugreek seeds. Fenugreek seeds you can use, and onion seeds, nigella seeds. Crush them. Okay. Warm them in say coconut oil. Okay, leave it for like 2 weeks so it infuses in that, and then massage your head with it. Yeah, and very important, no hot water, no heat. So if you're going to blow dry and you're going to do heat, even chemicals, they heat up your hair. Yeah, you're going to find that your hair follicles are slowly just going to, you know, the quality is going to go down. Yeah. But like I said, Sarvangasana, Shirshasana, any kind of headstands is amazing for hair. It's really good for your hair. So headstand.
Only oil we can simply use, or we need to warm.
Erandi?
Yeah.
हाँ बस simply use करो आप. But cold pressed. हाँ बिल्कुल आप use करो. Eyelashes पे भी लगा. कहाँ ये lashes पे सब लगाते हैं आजकल. You buy them. Actually it's Erandi का तेल ही है. Yeah. Erandi ka tel is very good, very good. Castor oil. Yeah, very good. You know the word in Hindi, what is oil? Tel. Where does the word tel come from? Til. Sesame is the number one, but black sesame, not white, black sesame. Sesame oil is number one. Number one, okay? So use sesame oil copiously on your skin, on your body, on your hair. Just use sesame oil. Every day you must also do pratimarsha. You know, like nasya, you take your little finger, you dip it in sesame oil, and then you put it, you know, every morning. Do that every morning, you know. And do you do gandusha, oil pulling? Yeah, 2 minutes every day. Do gandusha. No fancy oil, nothing. You should do jalneti as well. No fancy salt. Normal salt is fine. And just buy jalneti pot. But this keeps your system clean. See, your inner system also needs to be clean, no? Oral hygiene is important.
Sesame oil.
Huh?
Sesame oil.
Cold pressed. Black cold pressed sesame oil. Fine. You'll get it in Slowwood or milta hai, yeah. Yeah, so good for you, you know. Now sesame oil is hot. Its property is, virya is hot. So in the summer, like, you know, if you have it, like you have a lot of pimples, please don't slap sesame oil on your face. If you have pitta, dosha, you know, aggravation. So that's why it's important for you to know your dosha. Then accordingly you can, even your yogasanas are based on whether you're kapha. If you're kapha, you can't sit and do, you know, vajrasana. No. You'll have to do dynamic poses. But if you're vata, please, you're going to do like jumping monkeys, you know, sara time wo ashtanga kar rahe hain. You'll become, see, we have what, how many anjalis? Anjali is this hand, no? Of rasa. 15 anjalis or 12 anjalis of rasa in our body, juice. That juice is what gives you plumpness and youth. By doing this so much yoga, so much, so skinny, you become like a shriveled prune, you know. There's no bounce in you. You may be thin, but you know, there's just nothing left. I've seen people overdo, I mean, spindly arms and, you know, no. So excess of anything, if you are already vata and then you do so much of either exercise or so much of yoga, what is going to happen? You are going to lose all the juice from your body and you're going to look like a shriveled prune. So it's important to know your dosha. Yeah.
विटामिन डी की बड़ी शॉर्टेज कहते हैं आजकल हो जाती है, उसकी प्रॉब्लम मुझे है कि
तो Indians, our ethnicity, we are already predisposed to vitamin D shortage. पता नहीं कैसे. Whether it's a construction worker, काला construction worker है, उसको भी vitamin D की deficiency. अब धूप में सारा दिन काम करता है. पता नहीं ऐसे क्यों we are predisposed. But yeah, please take the vitamin D tablets and
ले ली है, नहीं तो कारण नहीं पता रहेगा उसका रीजन की क्यों होती है.
ऐसे तो देखो, जैसे मैंने कहा ना, वो कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर्स धूप में सारा दिन पत्थर तोड़ते हैं. Vitamin D deficiency we're talking about. So you have construction workers who are deficient in vitamin D. So what is the reason, we don't know. But you should eat foods that are rich in vitamin D. You know, greens, legumes, nuts. Eat foods that are rich in vitamin D. It's important. Yeah.
सॉल्यूशन तो जब मिलेगा जब रीजन पता लगेगा.
Reason
की वजह सॉल्यूशन नहीं है.
Well, you have to go out in the sun at a specific time because you
The-
take vitamin.
Sorry?
And every day it's a different time.
For grey
You have
hair.
to get the weather.
Okay. So grey hair, premature graying. Why, according to Ayurveda? Okay, and I've published the books, I've written about